A little rusty, guys, so bear with me. I'll be honest, I'm not in the best mood today. I'm not in the best mood today. We are in a horrible state as a country that this is going on. And yeah, I am probably going to be saying some shit today that you'll block me, but I don't give a shit. I really don't. This bullshit and divisiveness that you're allowing the system that created this fucking garbage that we keep promoting. If you want to keep saying anything that he deserved this in any regard, block me now because you're not going to fucking like what I have to say. You're part of the fucking problem. We have to stop talking like that. Yes. Is there problems in this country? Yes. Do we have issues? Correct. How do we fix these issues? We come together. You don't justify these actions. You don't go and say, oh, it's the left. That's what the system wants you to say. The government and the corruption that is running this fucking country wants you to do that. You know better. If you want to be in this country and you want to actually see this country get better, find a way to unite with people and not find a reason to disagree and fight with people. I have major issues with what's going on, what is going on right now. I don't like, because I want to be enraged, and I am. We can't respond the way the system wants us to respond. That is the reason why they do shit like this. They want us to do something really fucking retarded. We can't do that. We are better than that. I'm frustrated, guys. I'm very fucking frustrated. I can't believe what I witnessed today in my home state. Never thought in the world I would have ever seen this before. And all of a sudden I saw Charlie Kirk was trending on X. And I go and click on it and I see the video. Instantly, I'm sending texts. I know I'm exchanging texts with Russo, Cash, others. He's gone. It has to be a fucking miracle if he makes it. And unfortunately, he didn't. I was hoping I was wrong. Any of you that keep saying, oh, he asked for this, or you're sharing the videos to where he said that this may happen some more. But he was saying this, when people will die at the hand of a gun, it is worth it to protect the Constitution in this country. Do not use that as ammo against anybody. It is not okay for those things to be done. It is not okay for him to be removed from this planet the way he was. It is not okay to say that you're uniting people and you care about people and you love people, and then you practically say you're glad that he was shot. And the thing that's sad, guys, I'm seeing this from fucking libertarians that think they're greater than everybody else. You want to know why I struggle to say, and I always say I'm a libertarian, but I struggle to get along with you guys because of fucking bullshit like this. It's not okay. We need to be better than the way the system wants us to respond. We need to be better to each other. We need to be better to unite with each other and take over this country. Yes, does Charlie Kirk say some catchy things to get people's attention? Yeah, we all do. But if you knew Charlie Kirk, He was the nicest person that would, even if you disagreed with him, he would still sit and have a conversation with you and be like, hey, you want to come over? You want to come and talk? He would still sit and have a conversation with you. He wouldn't wish that you would die. This shit is pathetic. Our country deserves better. And yeah, I am calling some people out, and I'm sure I'm going to get blocked. I'm getting a bunch of hate, but I don't give a shit. This is absolutely insane what I'm seeing going on the internet right now. Some of you might not see it because algorithms and shit like that, but I'm seeing it. I see it on both sides. I see, well, of course, most of you on the conservative side, you're seeing the liberals doing their shit like they did when the attempted assassinations against Trump. I wish I could say it was attempted today, but I can't. Because Charlie Kirk is no longer with us. I disagreed with Charlie Kirk on a lot of things. Actually, quite a few things. A lot of it is because, yeah, he trusted the government a little bit, and that's okay. It was his view. It's what he thought. He shared his opinion. I disagreed with it. I respect people's opinion. But as soon as you start talking ill, like someone shouldn't be walking on this planet, and he was just trying to do what he thought was right to make this country better, shame on you. I'm very frustrated and enraged with things, but I refuse to allow the corruption in our government and the powers that be to get me to respond the way they want me to respond. There is nothing actionable to do right now. It's the same thing when I sent around the text when Donald Trump was on July 13th, 2024, when Ryan Ruth, was it Ryan Ruth on that one? See, so many attempts, I can't even keep them straight. No, it wasn't Ryan Ruth. That was later at the golf course. What's his face? Anyways, it was a kid that couldn't even freaking pass a shooting class in high school. Somehow was able to make that shot from that distance. Whatever. We're here, Amy. Guys, I see your comments. I know I'm not interacting with those right now. I'll get to them in a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of a rant / I got to get this out. It's insane on what I'm seeing on the internet today, guys. It's insane. We need to do better. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have wished what happened today on anybody. He said some strong words, but they were all factual and the truth. His life was taken from his kids and his wife because he disagreed with people on how to do things and how to fix this country. We should not be doing that. We are better than this. This is why I remind you guys, every single one of you, that when everybody starts talking like, oh, it's the Republicans or oh, it's the Democrats. No, it's the entire fucking system. He was assassinated for political reasons. His kids will grow up without a father because of this. His legacy is going to live on farther now. But Charlie Kirk did what he thought was right, even with people he disagreed with, in bringing people to his events to talk about how we fix this country, and actually did stuff, actually put things together to fix this country, did events, put them on, brought people on, had people on that he even disagreed with. And now we have him. Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute, Ryan. Our freaking coward of a governor did say it has the death penalty, but did you hear how he said it? He said it like a little bitch. He needs to grow a fucking pair before he tries to talk like that. He couldn't even spit those words out of his mouth with any sort of strength. This is just unacceptable. I didn't like when Donald Trump was shot at multiple times. It's not what we do. People are missing out, blocking off people they disagree with. You make much less interesting friends that way. Scientific, yeah. We need to do better as a country. We need to demand more engagement from everybody involved in politics and get more involved in politics. That's what Charlie Kirk was facilitating. What was he going after? He was educating those in school and in college with Turning Point USA. He was going after the people. What an idiot governor. Deborah, you're misunderstanding. He just didn't, he said it like a little coward. We'll get to it. I got the video. But yeah, and some libertarians are going to disagree with me on it. I know Freeze in the comments, he's going to disagree with me on it. Fucking death penalty. If we can for sure say that this guy is for sure the guy that did it, I'm down. As long as it's conclusive and for sure, deal. We need to be doing better as a country. I find it ridiculous, not hilarious, horrible choice of words. Ridiculous that we keep falling into exactly what the government wants us to do. The government wants us to get enraged and go and do something stupid or have an irrational thought process around this. Oh, we'll get to it, Deborah. The corrupt system that's in place also, this is also, I don't think this is a coincidence, and we're going to touch into it. And thank you, Terry, for mentioning it in the comments on my post earlier. UVU is an open carry school. UVU has a very friendly 2A policy. I don't find that as a coincidence that we picked that school was the one that was chosen. But I'm not putting my conspiracy theory hat on. That's waiting. I don't care about prevented. If you take someone's life on this planet, you don't deserve to be walking on this planet. That is my thoughts. That is my opinion. If you take someone else's life, if it was accidental, I'm open for a conversation there. But if you intentionally take someone's life, you do not deserve to be walking on this planet. I loved what Charlie Kirk did and his wealth of knowledge and the empire that he built. He was doing more for this country than anybody. I don't care what you say. He has done more to educate people to get involved in politics than literally anyone. There's no one. And Terry, you're right. The media is part of it. But we already know that. You hear from me every week talking about the media. You hear from me every week talking about the bullshit. And Kash Patel did say that they have him an hour ago. Yeah, that is correct. A suspect. They don't know for sure. No, they didn't. The problem that I see here People are doing things exactly what our government wants us to do in a time like this. We can't do that. The time that what we need to do in this time, do exactly the opposite of what they want us to do. I agree with you, Joe. Vicky, he has been released. Guys, this is where I hate the fucking internet. Telling you right now. Everybody's just reading a headline. My governor just said they have the suspect in custody. The person that they let go is the guy that everybody was spreading around on the internet early on in his video saying, what was his words? I have the right to remain silent. In that video, he was not the shooter. He was a suspect. Please know what you're talking about before spreading bullshit. Like that's the worst thing we can be doing, is trying to say that we know what's going on. Maj, shout out to Maj. He's calling it out just like everybody else with a logical fucking brain. We don't know what the motive. We don't even know if the fucking shooter was a Republican and just mad at Jews. We don't know anything of what happened. We don't know why it happened. We don't even know who the person is. It was spread around that it was this George Sind guy. That was the first guy captured and then thrown in the van. And there's even a video, and I'll show it to you, to where the police officers are screaming at the camera. We don't even know if it was him. Thank you, Charlie. This is why I hate the fucking internet. You grab a headline and run with it because you want to be first. I don't give a shit about being first. We need to demand the truth and all be held to that exact standard and accountability. When it comes down to these things, our entire government is horrible. And we are all confused because they have control over everything. The internet, how we socialize, they have everything. And they keep trying to push us against each other. Facts, Chelly. I agree, Terry. That's the whole thing, is until we have information, and I'll show you the video. I'll show you the freaking press conference. The press conference is on the internet. Everybody can go watch it. But I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It's like 30 something minutes long is the whole video, but the whole press conference was probably like 10 minutes. But we need to be doing exactly the opposite of what the government and the system wants to be doing. That's my main message today. We want to blame the left, but we have no idea if this was a person from the left. Could be someone on the right that was mad at somebody for some random reason. Charlie Kirk wore a white shirt. I don't know. No one knows. The shooter knows. He's supposedly in custody, and we're going to hopefully get some information because it's the FBI and our government. I'm not going to have too much confidence in that. It might actually, let me back that up. Because of the multiple attempted assassinations against Trump, I believe Donald Trump and Cash are going to push hard on this. I sure hope they do. One, kind of distracts from some of the mess that they're dealing with for all the Epstein files. Two, it's going to give some people on the right some closure. Check Fox. Jesus. We're not in a healthy state as a country, guys. We're not. I agree with you, Free. One person doesn't represent a whole group in an action like this. I agree. The other thing that I find interesting, I try not to go down to the conspiracy rabbit hole. Most of you that know me, I love conspiracies. There's a lot of weird things about this that I have some issues with. The questions that Charlie Kirk was asked just before this took place is weird, very coincidental. And all of you know me by now. I do not believe in coincidences when it comes to the government. Not at all. I also don't like the fact that I'm seeing everybody on the right saying this is war. I know why you're responding that way. I want to say the same thing. We need to have logical thinking and be responding in solid, logical ways. If we respond the way they want us to, they will take more of our rights. If this country went into an uproar, you're allowing the country to take precautions that you don't want. Patrice, sure, it's an information war. I agree with that. That's something I do agree with Alex Jones on. Because right now, you had people in the comments saying stuff that they didn't really know about. And that's okay, because we have a lot of information we got to sift through. We got to figure out how to get to the bottom of it and get the real truth out of it. But we need to do better. And blaming the gun, we all know this. You guys all know this. But blaming the gun is not the solution either. All the fucking political pandering being done by the left on the internet, absolutely garbage. This is being done the same on the right in government. Political violence is not the answer, but every single one of them would encourage it to keep their party in power and keep them in power. And if we don't believe it, just go back and watch the last couple of years of what happened in politics. A lot of politicians encouraged it. This entire thing is disgusting. And it's sad. And I don't see a way out of it with the way people are responding today. I really don't see the solution. Everybody keeps blaming just somebody else. I agree, Ryan. 24 years, never forget. They want us, the government wants us to respond in a crazy way. And we need to fight every way, with every ounce of our being to go against that. Teresa, can't be saying that. He did, but so did many other people in government. Are you going to call them out too? Because you can't just say one name. Many others did. Some are on the right. Just saying. We have to be better and smarter than the government. I think it goes back farther, Joe, but I understand what you're saying. Anyways, that's my little rant over this. But I want to show you guys some facts and some data, some details, kind of a little bit about this. Because there's a lot of misinformation going around. There's a lot of people spreading stuff without even validating it because they want to be first. They want to go viral on the internet. Like, come on, guys. We all need to do better. The New York Times says he walked away. Well, we let the the suspect walk. And I'm going to pull up the article and show you. Oh, did they give an update? Oh, they updated their article. Let me show you a video, guys. Let me just show you this video then. I should have taken a screenshot. We could have gone over it instead of me having to go and freaking reverse engineer this stupid site to be able to show you. All right. This is the press conference held at the university campus. I don't know what room this is in. Doesn't really matter. Let me roll this back. I only want to play a little bit at the beginning where this, I think this is the FBI guy, not him. This guy. I want you guys to hear what he has to say.
I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
All right, so he talks about the person of interest, which is George Sins or something, something like that. And that is where he was checked in and taken to prison, taken to jail, and then released because he wasn't the person of interest, but he was charged with destruction of justice. So he was released. Now, let's carry on. My coward of a governor, that's this individual right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Now, I agree with what he said. I agree with everything he said. I disagree with how he said it. I expect someone in a leadership position like this. Let me get rid of the screen. I expect a leader in his position to speak with more conviction and actually mean we have the death penalty here in Utah and we intend to use it instead of imply it and be soft. This is why I have a problem with this governor, but I don't disagree with what he said. I just don't like the way he said it because it was without any strength and not any way that I believe a man should speak in this type of situation. You need to be strong, confident, and not just soft. And that's what I have with him. But we're not talking about him. We're talking about Charlie Kirk in this situation. As you heard in this video, we have a person of interest in custody. There was a video. I apologize. I rebooted my computer before I go live like I always do. I didn't freaking save the URL. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. By the looks of it, in the video that I have, it does look to be accurate for the area. It does have the proper police department on the vehicle, on the cruiser, that they caught the guy. This guy had a rifle sitting on his dashboard. Now that's not illegal. It's not illegal, but he's a person of interest. So they're going to do their investigation and everything. I'm scrolling X right here to the right. So I'm trying to see if I can get the video just to show up. Let me see if I can just search real quick. I also have issues with a little bit of the footage that is going around, I should say. There is a video showing someone on the roof of UVU is what we call it here in Utah. Utah Valley University, it's UVU. There's a video showing somebody on a roof that was running right after the incident, after the shooting. Let's call it what it is, the assassination. and he ran off the roof. Now, could that have been security hiding? Potentially. Coward. Could have been somebody else for some other reason that shouldn't have been on that roof. Yes. Found it. Saint GZU. Thank you, buddy. I got you. Let me show you guys this video. Now, the other thing that's going around is there's a complete description of this individual, and I have yet to find that there is a complete description officially released. As in that press conference, they said he was wearing all black. That's what they said. But this video, as you can see here, black shorts. He has a white shirt on, a white hat. So partially doesn't fit the description, right? But I assume somebody that wants to attempt to do this thing would probably want to change their attire a little bit and change their appearance. So be it. That's why we have due process. He's going to go through the process. This is not the old guy that was arrested there.
Found the guy.
This is somebody else. But we'll kind of speed through this because then you see the rifle, which is not an AR-15. It is I want to say it looked like a bolt action. Let me see if I can get to it. It was leaning up against the cop car. Where did it go? A bag? What's in that bag? Ooh. Electrical tape?
Do you see his gun?
A little case they're opening. This guy's asking if there's a gun. Oh, why is there green? Whatever that is. Okay, right there. There's the gun. So this gun, which again, not saying for sure this is the guy. This is a video that's going around. This is in the proper area. This is in the right place. Was wearing jeans, a mask, and a black vest. Yeah, I remember hearing stuff like that too. But as you can see, that is some sort of rifle. I'm trying to get it to pause at a good spot. It's got a scope on it, so makes it easier to shoot from a longer distance. They're projecting and saying that potentially it was around 200 yards, which is fairly short. It's kind of, for that kind of rifle, that's a fairly reasonable shot, not difficult.
That's his rifle.
Oh, look at that. What's on the end of that? I just barely noticed that. That is a silencer that's on the end of that gun. Which is interesting because that gunshot was still fairly loud. Silencers still don't take away all sound, but it was quite loud when I heard on some videos, but we don't know because microphones are all different. Everybody's phone is a little bit different and it picks up sound easier, sometimes not as easy. So whatever, but that rifle is interesting. It definitely makes me wonder if this is the guy. And this, yeah, Center Street in Provo, Utah. That's right downtown in Provo, Utah, which is not far from Orem. That's where UVU is. Orem's a neighboring city, big neighboring city. Center Street is one of the main streets that everybody travels in that area. I agree, Ryan. Could be a muzzle brake to decrease the flash. Yeah, it looked more like a silencer though. Muzzle brake will still. That's a pretty solid thing, but who knows? We're gonna have to find out. The part that I'm saying, guys, what up, Cash? We can't respond the way the government and the corrupt system wants us to respond. I'm furious. I'm pissed. I want to say very, very upset things at some people for saying stupid shit on the internet right now. I don't care if you didn't like what Charlie Kirk said. But it was his opinion. It's not the reason to take someone's life. When it comes to these things, we need to be finding ways to understand each other and work with each other. We can disagree. Like, guys, every single one of you in these comments have came at me from all of the years of doing the shows with Truth Will Set You Free, Concert Avengers, and doing all of the stuff with Cash. Every single one of you. And then when you go to who we're doing mostly shows with today is, libertarians and all of you. We all have differing views. Nobody deserves to have their life taken because of that. And those of you that have followed me for a long time because of the podcast, know there's only one, mostly one family that I talk ill like that about. And that's the Clintons, because I think they're evil. But that's about it. Concert Avengers. Yeah, Patrice. It was fun. But we have to make sure we are being smart about this. We have to find ways to come together. That is what Charlie Kirk would want. And now we have to live on and somehow fill his shoes. Don't know how that's going to be done. It's a tough day, guys. I know I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk on everything, but the one thing I did respect of Charlie Kirk, he was doing work that 99% of the people in this country don't even have the balls to do. Yeah, that interesting, Andy. I see that. It could be. But the part that we have to remember, Charlie Kirk was doing work to break down the government system that was in place and try to make our country better. Not finding reasons and ways to keep pushing everybody against each other to where the government and the corruption can continue. He was doing what he thought was right. And there's nothing wrong with that in this country. Not one thing. We have to remain, one, vigilant. I encourage everybody to always be prepared and carry, if you're comfortable doing so, wherever you go, because you never know when these things might happen in your area. I never thought that this would happen, especially at this university. It's interesting on how this all has taken place. One of these other videos, I'll go down the conspiracy rabbit hole with you guys on this, because there's stuff that's not adding up to me. I already outlined some of it. I don't believe in that it's a coincidence that this just happened to be in a school that allows guns on campus. I don't believe that for one bit. And for it to happen in Utah, a state that generally is very 2A and is very against the government getting involved, we have been a state that generally is pushed back. And a lot of that is due to the Mormons. The Mormons have always fought against the government. Always. Don't believe me? Go look it up. The Mormons burned down their own town in southern Utah because they thought it was taken over by the government. They burned it down. This whole thing with Charlie, I feel for Charlie's family, his kids, and my prayers are with them. I know that's kind of cliche and everybody always just says it, but I actually mean it. That guy was doing work that half of us ever wish we could have put in the effort to do. A lot of people sit on the internet and talk shit, but don't get involved. Charlie Kirk was running big events and getting involved and bringing people into things and showing them what he thought was the direction to fix this. Now I ask, with all of that being said, how are you, if you are affected by this and you feel different, you feel for Charlie Kirk and his family, how are you going to carry on his legacy? How are you going to take his legacy and keep that going? I challenge you to think that. I don't need it in the chat. I want you to be thinking about that. I am. And you guys have seen, I've been struggling with getting the shows out regularly every week for the last month or so. I was very close to canceling the show, and not just tonight, but in general. Now I feel like I can't, and I have to do more. And Gutfeld said it earlier. You just woke us up. And I don't mean that in a violent way, because there is a time that we get violent. There is a time that we do stuff like that. We will have to take things into our own hands and eventually fight. I don't know if we're there yet. I don't see it. I agree, Terry. This is where we have to be the change that we want to see in this world. And a lot of you, especially from Facebook, you guys already know that. You guys have been around long enough. You know what we've been preaching for several years. We have to do better, and we have to do more. This political violence is ridiculous. Just because someone disagrees with you doesn't mean that they need to be removed from this planet. You can disagree with them and walk away, but it is not okay what happened today, and we have to figure out how we're going to fill his shoes. I don't care how many millions of people feel the way you do right now, still won't happen. You won't be able to fill his shoes. So we have to do more. It's tough, guys. It's really tough. Because I will not shut up. I will not be silenced. I will keep talking. Because that's what the system wants me to do, is be quiet. They want me to stop talking. They want me to not be going over these things. And I refuse. Well, we'll wrap it up here, guys. I didn't want to be crying on here, but it makes me mad. We have to do more. And I'm not saying any of you individually. I'm including myself. We have to do more. We are better than this. We can't be blaming a political party. That is what our party wants us. That's what our government wants us to do. We can't do it. All right, guys. Be the change you want to see in this world. And find a way. Excuse me. Find a way to unite with others. Find a way to bring people to truth without misleading. I agree, TK. We have to make sure we lead with the truth and we keep bringing the truth. That's all we can do. But we outnumber them. And that's the part that we got to remember. If we come together, we outnumber any of the corruption, any of the evilness in our government by 100 to 1. And yeah, that's from Bug's Life kids movie. I wish we all could learn from it. But we could. If we could all figure out a way to keep coming together and really find ways to fix this country, we'll fix it. Instead of finding ways to fight with each other. We have to do this. I agree, Terry. It is a sad day, Terry. Terry Peterson. And I got multiple Terrys in the comments here. Anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all joining. I wanted to go over some of this stuff. I wanted to share the press conference. There was other stuff that I had prepared, but it's already blasted all over the internet. You guys already seen it. I don't need to show you. But it's a sad day. I saw that Glenn Beck lowered his flag for Charlie Kirk. I will do the same. I will go out after this and I will go and lower my flag to half staff in my front yard because it's the right thing to do. And we will be coming out of this stronger, guys. We will. But we have to figure out how we fill Charlie Kirk's shoes. He's doing work that nobody else is doing on the internet. We got to figure that out. Trump ordered flags. Nice. All right, guys. You guys all have a good night. And wow, I did a whole hour. I got to jump on a podcast with Mike Matlock here in a little bit. He wants me to talk about this too. So I'll share that out when we get it out. I don't know when his goes live. It's all pre-recorded. So I'll share it out. You can tune in there. So I'll be on Matlock's show here in just a little bit. But I appreciate you guys. Glad all of you guys came here to hear me out. And yeah, we'll find out how many people block me. It's probably more on the libertarian side, and that's okay. Because I don't care what your beliefs are. Calling and saying it's okay that someone's not on this planet is not okay. It's not okay.